Hi, my name's Alan Kavanagh, Head of Training for Edward Dillon & Company. Today I'm going to talk to you about that iconic American whiskey, Jack Daniels. When you look at the bottle, you'll notice some very distinctive things. First, it's a square bottle. Why is Jack Daniels a square bottle? Well, in 1895, a salesman came to Jasper Newton Jack Daniels at the time, and said to him, "Would you like to sample some of your whiskies in this square bottle?" Jack thought to himself, this is ideal for transport reasons. Round barrels or round bottles would roll, where a square bottle would stay nice and rigid while in transport. When you look at a bottle, at the very tip you'll see old number 7. What does old number 7 mean? To be honest, we don't really know. There's numerous stories out there. It was the number 7 train that used to bring the barrels to Lynchburg, Tennessee for Jack Daniels for aging whiskey. Jack Daniels himself was actually, he liked to gamble, and I believe his favourite card was the number 7. Also, it's believed he had 7 girlfriends when he perfected the liquid that's inside. Well, we actually do believe and do think that we know where old number 7 came from. Jack Daniels Distillery used to be in the 7th district, and due to a taxation change by the government, they moved the district around. But when publicans asked Jack Daniels, "Is this a new whiskey?" he'd say, "No, it's just old number 7. But who was Jack Daniels? Well, Jack Daniels was actually born Jasper Newton Daniels. To his friends, he was known as simply Jack. Jack was born on the 5th of September, 1846, and died in 1911, but left us that famous distillery and whiskey in 1866 called Jack Daniels. You can see Jack's signature on the very top of the bottle. As I mentioned, Jack Daniels Distillery was set up in 1866. But where? Set up in Lynchburg, Tennessee, about an hour south of Nashville. Do you know that Lynchburg, Tennessee to this day is still a dry county? Prohibition still exists in Lynchburg, Tennessee. But why did Jack Daniels settle in Lynchburg, Tennessee? Well, it's down to our water source, our Cave Spring Hollow. This is a water source that doesn't differ throughout the year. The temperature stays around the same, and it's iron-free but high in minerals. We use this water and still to this day to make Jack Daniels Old Number 7. All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon, and that's especially the case with Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is a Tennessee sour mash whiskey. So what makes Jack Daniels different than any other bourbon that's out there? We use a process that's unique to Jack Daniels. This process is called sugar maple charcoal mellowing. What is sugar maple mellowing? Well, it's unique to Jack Daniels, as I said, and it's highlighted here on the side of the bottle. We take our liquid straight from the still and we drip feed it through these large vats. It takes 3 to 5 days. What happens here is it starts to give Jack Daniels that unique sweet character. If you look at the side of our bottle, you'll also notice the word matured. What does this mean? Well, our whiskey is matured in American white oak. American white oak barrels are really important to the production of any whiskey, so much that Jack Daniels actually owns its own cooperage, bluegrass cooperage. When barrels impact 90% of your flavour, there's a super important role they play in that production. Bluegrass cooperage produce barrels just for Jack Daniels. But by looking at the colour, you might ask, how old is the whiskey that's inside our bottle? Well, we don't age to a clock. We age to taste. Every day we make it the best we can. And our master distiller will sample every barrel to check that unique signature Jack Daniels taste. But what does Jack Daniels taste like? It's that flavour, that taste profile that's made it famous all over the world. It's the perfect combination of vanilla, sugar, wood, and spices. Jack Daniels is bottled at 40% ABV, which makes it great as a sipping whiskey or enjoyed in cocktails. Cocktails such as the Lynchburg Lemonade, or even try it with a Manhattan. And there you have it, Jack Daniels Old Number 7. Not a bourbon, but a Tennessee sour mash whiskey from 1866. Produced and still to this day in Lynchburg, Tennessee. Bottled at 40%, it's perfect as a sipping whiskey or mixed in any cocktail.